joining me today, my tribe. Today we're going to be talking about what's going on astrology-wise in the sky. So we're going to talk about April 1st through April 8th. So if you have your handy dandy calendar and your notes, you already know the drill. For everyone that's new, please do subscribe and leave comments below, any tidbits, anything that you are interested in astrology, and so on. Today, I'm going to give an overview of what is going on for April 1st through April 8th. Important dates that you need to write down. Get your pen and paper ready, your journal, your astrology journal, and let's get into it. So I'm not going to talk about the new moon in Aries because I have a video coming out for new moon in Aries specifically. So we're talking about the other things that are going on astrology wise. So I have my notes here. So if you see me looking down, that's what it is. April 1st through April 8th, we have Sun in Aries in the first house. Make sure you check your health, like your checkups, your primary care doctor, any specialists that you see, make those appointments. Eye doctors, any impending surgeries, anything that's regarding taking care of yourself at this time. So with the Sun in Aries, Aries is a ruler of the planet Mars, symbolizes energy, health, and fighting spirit and leadership skills. So definitely with health, do not take that for granted. Go get your checkups, make those appointments, doctors, from head to toe, whatever you need to do, check it out, get your physical, your yearly, OBGYN, etc. Take care of yourself is the advice for Sun in Aries at this time. Your health, appearance, positive mind, courageous and decisiveness in your life situations at this moment in time. So that is the advice for Sun in Aries in the first house. Moving along. You hear the babies in the back. If you hear the babies in the back, I'm sorry. Next, we're moving on to the planet Mercury. Mercury is going to be in Pisces, 12th house. Find time to connect with yourself through meditation and receiving messages and information that can inspire you. Don't set limitations for yourself. Let your ideas and situations flow easily without effort. So that is the advice for Mercury in Pisces in the 12th house. The next planet that we're going to talk about is Venus. Venus is in Pisces in the 12th house. The advice is, don't be fearful on drowning in the love emotion regards to your relationship, but transition that abundance of love with purpose, sensitivity, imagination, and compassion. That is the advice for Venus and Pisces. We're moving on to the Mars planet. Mars is in Gemini in the 3rd house. Go, 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 go. Is your mind set at this time? So if you are experiencing that at work where it's just go, 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 what else I have to do? What is that deadline? I have to go. I got to meet that. I got this. Your checklist is like super long. That is the energy that's going on at this time. If you don't channel that energy into a positive, you may find yourself in the same situation over and over again. Don't let your mind get the best of you. So that is advice at this time, energy-wise, for Mars and Gemini in the 3rd house. The next planet that we're going to talk about is Jupiter. Jupiter is in Sagittarius in the 9th house. The advice is, life is what you make of it. That feeling of there is more to life than the routine, that feeling you get sometimes, that sometimes you're just stuck in a rut. You're just like, oh, this mundane job, the routine. It's just, you have to look at the brighter side of things. And maybe it's a time for some of us to make plans for a vacation, to a foreign destination, somewhere that you haven't been. Maybe dust off that passport if you haven't used it in a while, and go somewhere that you can utilize your passport and try different foods, new cultures, learn a new language in that country that you're in. And it says plan a vacation to a foreign location to expand your mind and learn new cultures will satisfy that urge. So definitely get on to planning your vacation. For some of us out there, also with Jupiter being in Sagittarius in the 9th house, may also mean some of us could be moving. You can be moving to a new city, a new location, a new state, out of the country. Also, you could be exploring your mind through higher education. So those of us that are, let's say you're in your job and you've been thinking about going back to school, and maybe this is a good time to start looking into that and going back to school, seeing if it's the right timing for you. Again, always, this is just for the collective. So you have to see where you are in your life and see if anything resonates with you. Pluto is in Capricorn in the 10th house. The advice is, in your professional life, you have to put in the work. Work, like Rihanna, And by organizing, management, and efficientness, and personal ambition. So put in that work, whether it's in anything that you're doing. It doesn't necessarily have to be work, but definitely if you're in your professional life, work, business, put in the work. If you have your own business and you're an entrepreneur, put in that work. If you are a student, put in that work, put in that time to study. That is what Pluto in Capricorn, the 10th house, is telling us. And doing so, what does that work mean? Organization, management, efficientness. We have the North Node in Cancer. What the advice is, and the energies that's going on, conflict between family and professional life. So sometimes it's very difficult to balance work life and home. We may be experiencing that at this time during this week. And it's hard sometimes to balance the things that are expected out of you at work and the things that are obligations at home. So it's trying to find that happy balance and taking time management, and prioritizing your time and things that need to get done by priority at work and as well at home. The advice as well is make your decisions based on your inner peace, not external recognition or external influences. The next planet that we're going to talk about is Saturn. Saturn in Capricorn in the 10th house. The advice there is, don't limit yourself by putting yourself in a box. Sometimes we can do that, especially if we find ourselves this week, setting ourselves in a limitation box is what I can describe it. And it's very difficult to not put yourself in that box because of other people's expectation of you. And basically, once you put yourself in that box, it's limiting yourself, and you need to free yourself from that. So if you find yourself with that type of vibe this week, definitely know it's because Saturn is in Capricorn in the 10th house, for sure. You can find yourself this week, maybe some of us, goal-oriented with the need for always wanting more, that being extra ambitious, being, I'm finishing giving you a scenario. I'm finishing my master's, and next, what am I going to do next after that? What's the next task? What's the next goal? So yeah, being ambitious is great, but sometimes you have to slow it down and, smell the fresh air in that type of scenario, The advice as well, even through the obstacles and failure, rise like a phoenix. Nothing worth having is easy or free in life. So we are going to go through trials and tribulations and obstacles. Once we set a goal, it's not to say, oh, I'm going to set the goal and everything is going to be rainbows and unicorns getting to that goal. That's just not realistic. That's an illusion. It's not real. So we're going to come with, excuse if you hear the kids. Next, we're going to talk about the planet Uranus. Uranus in Taurus in the 2nd house. The advice is experience great and sudden changes in finances and property. Break free from tradition. So sometime this week, some of us may be finding ourselves in a place where you come into some great money, a promotion is happening, it's spring, that abundance. It could be also dealing with property, but Uranus is that unpredictableness. So just in case, make sure your finances is, you have your savings, you have everything, all your ducks in a row financially, so that if anything does arise that is sudden or, and if it's not on the positive side, that you are set there. So keep that in mind and focus on your finances and property. If you have any of your assets, make sure everything is, just double check those areas. Neptune in Pisces in the 12th house is dealing with feelings of emotionally, they don't trust, not trusting themselves and not trusting others. To break out of that energy, you need to open your hearts, connect their minds with their heart, and in doing this, will gain the ability to experience life in a better manner. So definitely you want to free yourself again of the limitations and limiting your mind, and even limiting your thoughts if it's with friendships, if it's with colleagues at work, that the relationship is sour or, just not in a positive. You have to change your mind frame and your perception into a positive, and then that's what the universe will come, bring to you the law of attraction. So definitely being mindful of your perception, even if it's negative, if you're, that inner self is talking and it's not always positive. Just keep in mind that where the energy is, the advice is to keep an open mind and an open heart. All right, get your calendars out. Let's get some dates going. I am going to talk a little bit about the aspects. I'm not going to talk in detail about all of them, just some of them that are important for us this week. So we have April 1st through the 8th that we're talking about. We're going to have April 1st through April 4th. Mercury is going to be conjunction to Neptune. Often brings excellent intuition, fantasy, religious feelings, mystical abilities, sensitivity, and a very wide world view. Their intuition and inspiration is often linked to thinking, speaking, and communication, often escaping into a realm of fantasy. So if you find yourself daydreaming a lot this week, well, you know why. Mercury's conjunction to Neptune. And basically, utilizing your intuition, we all have it. We're all born with this intuitive side. So tapping into that, the things that being aware of the signs, whether it's called the angel numbers, the repetitive numbers that you see, things that you hear consistently. I'll give you an example. Oregon has been on my mind. I definitely want to take a trip to Oregon, and I've been seeing the signs. Sorry if you hear the kids in the background. So Oregon. So yeah, I've been just seeing it all over. Moving forward, April 5th, Friday, is going to be the new moon in Aries. I will be coming out with a video with a new moon in Aries of correspondence and so on. Next, we have April 6th, which is a Saturday. Mercury is going to be sextile Saturn. So we have Mercury sextile Saturn, April 6th through April 8th. So be mindful of that. What does that mean? It's a harmonious aspect giving people balance and practical approach to solving problems of everyday life. Conservative and routine activities. Thinking is usually clear, straightforward, systematic, very good students. So this is a great time too. I have children, they're doing their FSA testing this week. So definitely that energy would be great for them to really focus and hone down onto their studies and these major tests that they have to take the standardized testing. So my tribe, the next part, I picked some cards for us earlier to see where the energy is and what is going on. So I picked a few cards. The first one I'm going to read is Archangel Oracle from Divination Virtue. We got chakra clearing, if you can see that. Okay, chakra clearing. It says, Archangel Meteran, call upon me to clear and open your chakras using sacred geometry. And the message from the book reads, Meteran uses sacred geometry shapes to clear and align the chakra energy centers in our body. Mentally ask Meteran to open your chakras and he'll gently send his Meteran cube, the shape pictured in the card illustration, through the crown chakra at the top of your head. The cube rotates downward, clearing psychic toxins from your body and chakras. When your chakras are clear, you'll feel more energized and have increased intuition. Meteran's aura is beautiful violet and seafoam green stripes. The crystals aligned with Meteran's energy is watermelon tourmaline. So we can get those crystals if you don't have them. Definitely think about getting the watermelon tourmaline. I have some black tourmaline here, but it's saying watermelon. So, and also candles or flowers, violet and sea foam green for this week. I like to, do my altars and my altar space. So definitely for this week, if you would like to do that, beautiful violet and sea foam green colors and watermelon tourmaline. I'll also put this down in the description so that you can see it at a later time as well. All right, moving forward, we have the Goddess Guidance Oracle Divination Virtue. The card we got was Sedna. Can you see that? Sedna. It says, infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. Isn't that beautiful? The message reads, this is an abundant universe filled with more than enough for everyone. Yet the energy format of this planet is about polarities. In this instance, it's about giving and receiving. The key is to balance the two. If you only give, you'll only feel drained, resentful, and experience lack. If you only receive, you won't enjoy what you have. Balance comes from fearlessly giving as you're guided, and then receiving with joy and gratitude. It's exactly like breathing. Both the inhale and the exhale are identically important. Practice giving and receiving daily, and you'll never want for anything. So isn't that beautiful? That's just gorgeous, and it's right on point too, aligned with where the planets and are at this time, and it's just a beautiful message. The other various meanings: don't worry about the future. You see that? Know that you're always have enough to eat. Your needs will always be provided. Spend time by the ocean. So sometime this week, if it's a beautiful day out and you're near the ocean, swim with dolphins and move to the beach or island community. I'm totally down. Go swimming, sailing, surfing. Give time and money to causes that protects the ocean. So definitely I will link this below so that you can see it too at a later time. The last card that I'm going to read to you is the Santa Muerte Oracle. This is my favorite. It's by Fabio Listarning. And I love the artistry in this deck. So here we have number 5. Isn't that beautiful? You see that card? It's just amazing, the illustration. So 5 is will. This card, extremely dynamic card, represents the flame that burns in each of us and that pushes us to act according to our nature, that which we truly are, our identity. When it is guided by love, it becomes an unstoppable force that puts us into the right rapport with the universe. If, however, it is guided by egotism and meaningness, it becomes a violent and dangerous instrument. If it is ignored, blocked, or slowed, it becomes a reason for deadlock and frustration. The advice is proceed towards what you desire without fear, trust in what you have learned and accumulated until now without hesitation. Definitely hits the mark for this week. Will, you know, it is all about what you choose to do with that energy. Also, if I'm correct, I think it was Jupiter. I can't even remember now. It was Jupiter in something where life is what you make out of it. And this is right on point. So it's beautiful to see how divination correlates to where the stars and the planets and so on are aligned. So that's why I like to do the astrology side aspect of it and then do the divination, and then you can see how they correlate with each other, and it's just beautiful. So thank you, our ancestors, guides, archangels, the divine. Thank you for our message, and this is your message for April 1st till April 8th, and I hope you enjoy. Blessed be.